Does it ever feel like no matter how hard you try, progress just isn't happening fast enough? You're putting in the effort, but it feels like you're moving in slow motion. I've been there and it's frustrating. But here's the truth. Progress isn't always obvious at first, and that's okay. In this video, I'll show you why progress feels slow, how to spot the growth that you're missing, and how to stay motivated no matter what. Let me tell you a story. When I started this journey, I had big goals and I was ready to make things happen. But after weeks of effort, the results were barely there. It felt like nothing I was doing was working and I started to question everything. Am I doing this wrong? Am I wasting my time? But here's what I've learned. Progress doesn't always show up immediately. In fact, some of the biggest breakthroughs happen when it feels like nothing is moving. So today, we're going to break down why progress feels slow, and more importantly, how you can stay motivated even when it feels like you're not moving at all. Why progress feels slow. First, let's talk about why progress feels so slow. It's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because growth often happens in the background before you see results. Imagine you're filling a glass with water drop by drop. At first, it looks like nothing's happening, but eventually the glass overflows. And that's because that's how progress works. It's invisible until it's not. When I started making YouTube videos, it felt like they were going into the void. But what I didn't realize was that each video was building my skills and my confidence and my audience bit by bit. The reason we lose motivation. Now, let's talk about why slow progress kills motivation. It usually comes down to three things. Reason 1, unrealistic expectations. We expect results faster than they actually happen. I initially thought I'd see massive growth in the first few weeks, and when that didn't happen, I felt discouraged. But when I look back now, after 5 weeks, I can see just how much I've actually achieved. So I want you to set realistic timelines for your goals. Instead of thinking, I need results in 30 days, think, where could I be in 6 months if I stay consistent? Reason 2, comparing yourself to others. It's hard to feel motivated when you're constantly measuring yourself against someone who is further ahead. I used to compare my channel to creators with tens of thousands of subscribers, but then I realized they started months ago. Comparing my beginning to their middle was unfair to myself. So focus on your own growth by tracking your personal wins, no matter how small. Reason 3, lack of visible results. We assume that if we can't see progress, it's not happening. Think of a bamboo tree. For years, it grows roots underground before it shoots up. So just because you can't see growth doesn't mean it's not happening. Keep a progress journal. I want you to keep a progress journal. Write down one thing you did today that moved you closer to your goal, even if it feels small. How to stay motivated anyway. Okay. So now that we know why progress feels slow, let's talk about how to stay motivated when it does. Step 1, celebrate the small wins. Motivation thrives on momentum, and momentum comes from small victories. When I hit 10 views on my first video, I celebrated like I'd hit 10,000. It sounds silly, but acknowledging that small win kept me excited for the next step. So write down 3 small wins you've had this week. It could be as simple as completing a task or learning something new. Step 2, focus on the process, not just the outcome. When you focus on what you can control, your actions, you stay motivated, even if the results are slow. When I stopped obsessing over views and started focusing on making better videos, I actually enjoyed the process more and the results followed. Step 3, remind yourself of your why. Your why is your fuel when motivation runs low. My why is helping people just like you break through the same struggles that I've faced. And on tough days, I remind myself of that and it keeps me going. So write down why you started and put it somewhere visible, either on your desk or on your phone. What happens when you stay consistent? Here's what's amazing. When you stay consistent, even when progress feels slow, you build something that lasts. You develop skills, habits, and resilience that pay off in ways you can't imagine right now. Looking back, I realized those slow weeks weren't wasted. They were just preparing me for the growth that I'm starting to see now. And I know the same will be true for you too. Trust the process. Progress is happening, even when you can't see it, and every step you take matters. So, What's one small thing that you can do today to keep moving forward? Remember, it doesn't have to be big. It just has to be something. I've put together a free PDF with 5 strategies to help you stay motivated, even when progress feels slow. Download it now. It's linked in the description. Progress isn't always obvious, but it's always happening. So keep going, and I promise you'll look back one day and see just how far you've come. I truly believe that. If this video helped you, don't miss the video on screen now. In it, I break down what holds most people back and how to get ahead just by taking simple action today. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next video, and I'll see you there.